Hey everyone, another training video for you here. We're going to be doing nothing but bench. We're going to do a whole bunch of sets, I believe 7 sets of 5 or so on the bench. And the big thing on this video is just going to be keeping this same camera angle so that way we can compare form across all these different sets. Some of you may remember, but just over a month ago, I want to say about a month and a half or 2 months ago, I had like a minor strain or a minor tear with my left pec. And learning the lesson from my squat, I decided to take a step back from the bench press and really just work on it as a movement and rebuild the quality of that movement as I was doing with the squat. And so while it's a bummer that I'm not moving the same kind of weight I was before, I'm looking for it to pay off huge in the future when my bench is even better than what it once was. So prior to that small pec injury, I was really pushing myself to get as strong as I fucking possibly could. And I got to a 380 bench. Huge PR for me. Now, what I tried to do, which is really dumb, is to continue trying to push beyond 380. And I knew that was already a huge PR for me. That was a 15-pound PR. I figured I could just keep training a little bit harder and get to go a little bit further, but definitely not. So across all these sets here, what I'm doing is handling 225 for 102, I think, in kilograms, and trying to make sure that all these look the same. That's why I kept the camera angle the same. A few weeks back, I posted a video with a bunch of different camera angles on a squat. So I was just doing 1 rep at a time with the squat, 315 pause, I think is what it was. And so that way I could compare what that squat looked like from a bunch of different angles. Here, I'm using my training video to examine the quality of my lifts by keeping the angle the same. So that way I can look across all of these different sets on my bench and just compare to what they looked like. Now, I feel pretty good about all those sets. I think that was 35 total repetitions right there. I think it was 7 sets of 5. And all of them looked pretty close to the same with a few minor things in my setup that need to get fixed. For the most part, just setting up too far back on my bench. The other thing about my bench is that it was getting pretty loose since it's adjustable bench, so it had a lot of side rock back and forth. Now moving on beyond the quality control on the bench press and getting into what you're seeing here, some accessory movements. So I'm doing a lot of very light accessory movements these days, especially for my shoulders and especially for my triceps. I really want those to grow. I feel my pecs have been the biggest factor in my bench press, which they should be. I mean, they're the main mover of the bench press. However, these smaller muscles like your triceps and your shoulders are certainly playing a role in the bench press. So in order to improve my bench even further, I'm focusing on making my triceps a bit bigger, making my shoulders a bit bigger by putting a lot more direct work into those muscle groups. I'm using the overhead tricep extension and this skull crusher type movement to focus a lot on the triceps aspect. That standing overhead triceps extension, it's called like a French press, I think. It's one of my favorite movements for the triceps. If you're at a Globo gym, you got access to cables. Doing it with a rope attachment and cable machine is pretty fucking awesome. The pulley is anchored down on the ground below you. So thanks for watching the video.